You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast. All right. Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm unqualified opinion, unwavering bias. Apologies if you were hearing the rain, and if you're not, then that's all good. But we delayed this fucking thing because it will not stop shitting down, and we just weren't sure if it was too loud. But that's where we'll park the noise references for this podcast, Eddie. I refuse to make any more noise references.
Really?
Yep.
Because I know that you're a man that loves making noise references.
Well, listen, it'd have to be a noise. It'd have to be a serious noise for me to reference.
You've had an obsession over it.
It's not an obsession, it's a concern. I'm an audio guy, you know?
I think at points of time during this year it's bordered on obsession.
Well, you've got to be obsessed with the art form.
Yeah. Do you think that your obsession in the past has become more of an annoyance to the listener?
Well, I certainly think that when we first moved in and we were concerned about the planes flying overhead,
yeah,
and I was tentatively looking at an airline sponsorship, it quickly became apparent that no one could hear the planes except us. That doesn't mean that we aren't still open to an airline sponsorship. I will be honest, the planes have seemed to have chilled out. I haven't heard one for years.
I had that thought last week as well, actually, funnily enough, Tom. And I thought to myself, what is that about? Do they change the flight paths?
It's a good question. What would be the reason for changing a flight path?
I don't know. I don't have an answer. Is it a balancing act? Is there some sort of understanding with people that live in the vicinity, Tom, in the area,
right,
that will share the load?
Oh, so like maybe Monday to Thursday.
You fly over, maybe month to month.
Fly over my house, and then
like we'll pound Alexandria into the core for a little while, maybe a couple of months, and then Mascot will get a fucking working over, and then La Perouse will get fucking pounded.
I doubt that they give a fuck about anyone.
See,
from a noise pollution standpoint,
I used to hear them. Like, there used to be, like, a plane that would fly over Paddington at fucking, like, 6:15 or something every morning. I haven't heard it. Is that my brain getting used to it and just accepting it as a sound, as part of my morning, and I just don't hear it anymore? Or have they changed the times?
Eddie, it's hard to know, dude. It really is. But I won't be talking about any noise.
Because your brain shuts shit out, right? It's like birds in the morning. So at 5 in the morning... if it's not raining, obviously, the birds are fucking working.
Dude, I remember when I used to live in Bondi.
Birds are working.
There was this bird I think it was spring, and we may have even spoke about it years ago, but at like 4 in the morning, it would sit in the window, like in a tree outside our window, and do one of the most annoying, like, bird noises. Just like... consistently, like one sound, like just non-fucking stop, to the point where I used to have a jar of rice near the door to like the back bit where the tree was, and I would go out there at 4 in the morning and like it was a shotgun with just like spray, like as many fucking shells as possible. I would just go and fucking peg a handful of rice at the tree to scare the bird off.
And would it come back?
Yeah, it'd come back. I mean, it'd either come back again that morning or just every morning it would be there. It was just rice all over the car park of our fucking apartment.
That is outrageous.
Yeah. But
so you never got over it?
Well, that was a particularly bad bird. I haven't had any experiences like that with birds since then, nor before then.
But do you know what I'm trying to say about the birds? Like...
yeah, there's like an incidental, it becomes part of like just, the like cacophony of life.
Sometimes what I'm saying is they're so loud that I'm like, how don't I wake up to this every morning? These fuckers are loud.
I don't know. I mean, maybe knowing you might have just had a big night. Slept through it.
Why is it that the birds sing in the morning?
Because they're waking up.
They don't sing at night. They don't sing at bedtime.
Well, no one sings at bedtime. Because that's when you're winding down. This is when you...
What about a midday sing?
You're already up, They're probably hard at work trying to find worms and shit. So time to sing.
Why do they sing at first light?
I had heard before that when it's early in the morning and the air is like colder, the noise travels better. But then looking it up here, it also says that they're reconfirming their territories and letting females know of their whereabouts in the mornings.
So it's just a little bit of like breakfast radio. He's sort of like,
Well,
this is where I
they've
am."
woken up with morning wood.
Morning boners.
Yeah.
Little birdie boners.
They got little birdie boners, and they're like, I need a root.
What's the
stat?
Dave, can you please look up a bird's dick? I want to know what that looks like.
Well, what bird? Have you seen a duck's dick?
Give me a duck's dick, give me a cockatoo's dick, and maybe a magpie's dick.
I was going to say, yeah, magpie. You get a magpie.
Get a magpie's
and
dick.
a kookaburra.
Get a kookaburra dick, magpie dick, and show us a duck's dick while you're at it. Because I think that we need to get that out of the way. I've never seen a bird's dick in my life.
I think we need to just get that out there.
Yeah.
Just do it.
We need to sort that out the gate before we can really move on. I've never seen a bird fuck. Like, I don't understand how you do it with all the feathers. Have you got a big dick, or do they do it facing each other?
I think they mount.
We've gone off the rails early.
We have gone. Well, this is very Thursday
This
early.
is very Thursday early. You just have you found some dicks for us?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it up on the screen. But
Oh my god.
Oh, what the fuck?
A duck's penis is a corkscrew.
So which way is it going, you know? Like,
I think
is that the tip?
Yeah, the tip is with the thin end.
Okay, and that's
Yeah.
the base. Wow, it looks like a 2-minute noodle.
That's bizarre in the extreme.
That's not a hot cock.
So
no
the
disrespect.
duck's mounting at the back there.
Magpie's penis.
Magpies look like they go conventional missionary. They look like they're kissing. What's a magpie dick look like?
I think this is.
Oh, there. Wow, dude,
Yeah.
that's quite a piece.
Not too many photos of it around.
No, not too many.
You'd think there'd be more. All right, let's go to a kookaburra, see what they're doing. My favourite bird.
Not a whole lot going on.
What, I mean, like, I don't understand how you can't. Well, that's just a human dick.
Look, this hasn't been as fruitful as one might have
I
expected.
am shocked that there are not photos of birds' dicks. Like, how do you not just have that?
Well, I don't know.
It's the internet. There's everything on the everything is on the internet.
You would think, Tom. You would think. Look, gun to my head, I would have gone a different way.
I would have thrown some serious money on a.
Now, be that as it may, you know, knowing what I know now that birds are up looking to get a shag, I can respect the calls early.
The early morning, and also that thing of their voice on the cool morning breeze, I think is true, or at least I've heard it before. Like, their sounds carry better.
Imagine if humans did that every morning, got up and just fucking
Sung.
belted something out.
I mean, some do in the shower, in the car.
I'm talking about like going out onto your front porch and just giving it one.
Figaro.
And all the honeys just come
Yeah,
running.
yeah, trying to get a root like first thing in the morning by singing on your balcony. Chicks are just like, whoa, what?
Wait, what?
Is that guy
Oh,
singing
shit, dude. Figaro? Yep, done.
Damn. All right.
God, where's that lingerie? I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did.
Did you keep it quiet after a big bucks, or did you?
Nah.
No.
Nah, not that quiet. It wasn't that big. It wasn't that quiet, though.
You sounded like it was big when I spoke to you yesterday morning.
Friday, I don't know what I did.
You don't even know what you did on Friday.
Trying to remember. Oh, I went out for dinner with Mum and my sister
Oh yeah.
and Ella, which was nice. That
My
was
missus
cute.
partied with your mum on the weekend as well.
Yep, she did. They were
Said
all
your mum was
partying.
what? She said your mum was a good time.
Yeah, Mum likes
Yeah.
likes a time for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
They were at Ella's hens.
Me and Eddie's mum were having a good fucking rip, and
She
on
said
the
she
dance
likes
floor.
Steph.
Yeah, no, she
Had a soft spot for her.
The feeling was returned.
Oh, that's cute.
The
We like
fondness
that.
was returned.
We love that.
And I was just laughing. Steph's like, "Yeah, I'm out with Eddie's mum." I'm like, "That's fucking hilarious."
Yeah, yeah. So Friday night was chilled. Saturday, Ella had her hens. So this big guy took it upon himself to, find somewhere to wet my whistle. Nipped down to the Oak, which I hadn't been to for a while, Tom, to watch the ponies run. On a big day, like a Cox Plate, big day, packed fucking, not too busy, but like busy enough.
Yes.
Fucking sports bar at the Oak, just whipping home fucking ponies with the boys. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's a good
really, really good for the soul. Really good for the soul. And whip them home we did.
Yeah,
Multiple winners.
I had Horrible day on the ponies on Saturday. It was awful. To the point where I basically, like, stopped contributing in the Ned's chat group because I was like, this is...
Were you by yourself?
Yes.
Sometimes I think you need to be around like-minded individuals.
I think it's for the vibe. It's really... The vibe is important.
Because vibe comes into it like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, dude, my vibe was all off. But, like, I felt it was off as well, so I didn't push it. I was like, this isn't happening for me today. I got one. That's it. One horse. And it felt empty and hollow. But it is what it is. I was very hungover on Saturday.
Were you?
Had a wedding on Friday. Shout out to cousin Hamish and Candace. Beautiful wedding. It was actually really fun. Down in the Southern Highlands, my stomping ground. My home turf, essentially.
Old
Stomping ground. But when I go back there, much like I imagine those blue people in Avatar, like Na'vi or whatever, and like you feel like you're home, you touch the ground, it sort of makes sense to you. As soon as I get back into the sort of Southern Highlandsy region, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm back. There's something you can feel it. I bet you get it when you're back in Dubbo, even though technically it's still a home of yours.
Yeah, you feel stuff.
So I felt it. You know, the trees make sense. The grass feels right under the
familiar.
foot. It's familiar, dude.
Yep.
So it was nice to get back there for a wedding, a rip and a tear.
Where'd you stay?
Stayed at an Airbnb in Berrima. Berrima's fucking beautiful, dude. Just verdant, lush, green grass.
Verdant.
Trees, fucking little bunny rabbits running around everywhere. It looks like almost fake,
Tell you what, bunnies have done well.
just generally.
Well, introduced species, the bunny.
Yeah, well,
done
you're
well.
right. They've found a great spot to be introduced in. No wonder they've thrived.
They've done pretty well for themselves.
They
The bunny.
got a couple of predators here in Australia. I mean, obviously you got your feral cat or just your cat generally. You got your fox.
Would you? Does your eagle get into its work? Foxes have done well too.
Foxes have done well. Well, foxes are going, fuck, look at all these rabbits.
Foxes and
What are
rabbits
you
have done
doing
very
here?
well. Very well.
Didn't realise fox was introduced, but it makes sense. From what, like English countryside sort of shit?
Yeah, foxes aren't native.
That wouldn't shock anyone.
Neither are bunnies.
There's
Neither are cane toads.
There's a fox that lives in Paddington, of all places.
There's one in Bellevue. Used to be one in Bellevue Hill.
There's some in Rose Bay, and there used to be one that lived at UNSW.
There's heaps in Vaucluse.
Paddington,
Motto Bay, they're everywhere.
I found a little bit too developed. And I was walking through Trumper Park at night, and this fox ran past me, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. What are you doing here?
Yeah, just living.
Just living. Just nipping about. Anyway, so down the barrel, well, Southern Highlands, we had a nice rip. Fuck, I got on the dance floor.
Were you hippie?
Dude, I released them. The hips were released. Like a caged animal being set free. Like Jane Goodall letting a fucking chimpanzee go back into its natural habitat after being caged for decades.
So you had a bit of Jane about you.
Well, no, my hips were the...
No, but you're Jane
I'm
releasing
Jane
your own
releasing
hips.
my own hips, yes.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Steph was...
You're a fan of Jane's as well.
Well, fucking oath, mate. I'm a big chimp guy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But I was with my sister and my brother and Steph, and we were all just moving. But I'm comfortably the least capable on the dance floor. But that meant, like, you got to push harder. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're only as
you got to overcome.
You're only as quick as your slowest member, and I was the slowest member in that sense. And so I had to really fucking...
You had to lift.
Yeah, I had to lift. And Willie B out there putting me to shame on the dance floor, just like casually. It was fucking impressive to see the man move.
Yeah, but Will moves.
He moves.
He's a mover.
He's a serious...
He's a mover of note.
No, he's a mover.
Were you still a bit stiff?
From exercising? Or
No,
just
I'm just saying generally. You can be a bit wooden.
Oh, I am a wooden guy when it comes to the dance floor.
Just
like,
generally, you can be a bit wooden.
I'm a wooden guy, but like I am and I'm not. It's like...
Oh, you're a loose guy?
Well, like as in I probably look wooden, but I don't feel it.
Yeah, there's a difference.
And I think as long as you don't feel wooden, who gives a fuck how you look?
Well, it's part of it.
Yes.
Definitely part of it.
Well, no one's looking at me and saying that guy can move, but...
As long as you're enjoying yourself.
I feel like I can.
Yeah. As long as you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you... Yeah. As long as you don't feel wooden. If you feel like a boy, not Pinocchio. He was made of wood.
He was
Until he
made of
wasn't.
wood. Well, because he was lying.
No.
No, he was
He
made
became
of
a boy.
wood. Why does his nose grow? Did his nose grow pre-becoming a boy?
I think he becomes a boy at the end.
Yeah.
When that fucking angel, fairy godmother, fairy, makes him a boy.
Okay.
I don't know where the wooden aspect and the boy aspect and the nose part comes from.
Obviously, they're trying to bake in a message to this story about lying.
When he stops lying, is that when he's given
Does the nose retract?
permission to become a boy?
But does the nose retract when, like, you tell a lie, nose grows, then does it come back in?
I remember at one point, Tom, a bird's nest appears.
On the nose?
On the nose. Such was the amount of lies told. But I can't recall why it retracts.
Well, is it like a penis? In the erectile sense, where you get some blood in it when you tell a lie, and then it comes back. I'm just trying to work out.
Look, I don't know, and perhaps that's for another day.
Yeah, it might be.
But glad to hear you had fun, mate.
So that was good, right? So we had a big night. Woke up very sorry for myself on Saturday.
How sorry?
Pretty sorry, not like Bucks party sorry, but sorry. And then Steph had to go to Ella's hens, so we had to go straight back up to Sydney. And then me and my sister / mainly just me, because she was also hungover, looking after the babies on Saturday, which was just a tough carry. It just is. But, you get through it. But more importantly, Eddie, I want to brag about adding another string to my masculinity bow.
Yep. What have you done, mate? Took the bins out?
Drained a pool.
Drained a pool?
A plunge pool. It was,
the pool out the back.
Yeah. That thing has been getting, obviously, with all this rain, filling up. And it was almost overflowing. And...
Put on the backwash, did you?
I don't know what that means. But...
You did it by hand, did you?
Well, no. I definitely didn't do it by hand. This thing was like scummy, fucked water. And so... in the garage was like a pump, like a water pump, obviously for like flooded areas. So I found that, chucked it in the pool, plugged it in, and then the hose to the drain. Thanks for coming. Now someone's got an empty plunge pool in the back of the house they're looking after.
Good for you, mate. You know you'd be able to do that through the filter.
Nah, filter's fucked.
Is it?
Whole pool's fucked.
Well, the filter doesn't work.
No.
Why?
It's broken.
How do you know?
Because it was broken when we came into control of the property.
You were told it doesn't work?
Yeah, the pool doesn't work.
Right.
So I had to find a way to get it out. Thank Christ for the pump. But the thing that was most impressive, when you have to do shit. So it was spitting out water quite quickly, right, out of this hose, and then there's a drain on the ground. But unless you find a way to literally fucking get the hose flat to flush to the floor, the water's just pissing out all over the back courtyard. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Are you following?
Yep.
So I'm trying to find a way to corral the water so that it doesn't just... And this water was gross. To just piss out all over the back courtyard area. So what I did was... And you're going to have to use your imaginations or visuals if you... Let's say this is the drain on the ground, my phone. I rested the hose on it, so it's shooting out water everywhere. Then I got a little hollow pot plant, and sat it at the other end of the hose. So the water shoots into the pot plant, and then back out, and then down into the drain. Just does it. Water doesn't go anywhere, bro. It's one of
It wrapped.
It wrapped around into the pot and then just back down into the drain.
So you put it in the pot.
It's shooting across the the drain,
yep.
And the pot is on the other edge of the drain.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Across the drain, so
Yep.
a little bit's going in.
Yep.
Most of it's hitting the pot.
Yep.
Dancing around the pot, and the steam's being taken off, the energy's being taken out of the water, and it just spins around and then comes back out of the pot, down the drain. Even Steph's mum, thank Christ, she saw it. She came out and was like, "That's fucking impressive." That's fucking impressive.
Good for you, mate. Good for you. Another string.
Dude, I've been waiting to tell you that all weekend.
Another string.
Problem solving is what I call that string. No, I didn't. I probably should have.
Should have put that up and said man string.
Yeah, I should have.
String to the man bow.
String to the man bow. Problem solving.
Problem solver.
Complex problem solving.
Yeah. Ingenuity?
Ingenuity, not
Ingenuity.
not ingenuity.
I was going intuition, ingenuity, not right.
No.
Ingenuity. Got there in the end.
You got there.
Congratulations to Tom. Punters and dribblers. I hope that impresses you.
I think it will.
You think it does?
If I know the punter and the dribbler as well as I think I do,
Well, you know them.
I think they'll be pretty impressed.
You sort of know them.
I know.
You know 'em.
Yeah, they'll be very impressed with that.
I'll be impressed.
I mean, it's impressive. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Over this rain.
This rain has not let up.
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say, punters and dribblers.
Well, shout out to the people who are actually fucking in the flooded areas.
Dubbo's sort of flooded again. The river's come back up over the low-lying bridge. Can't remember what it's called.
Speaking of Dubbo, we can't properly announce it yet, but we got a pretty dribbly fucking thing in the works for Dubbo. I think it's actually the most dribbly thing we've ever done.
It is the most dribbly thing we've ever done.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
And all will be revealed this week.
Yeah, it has to be.
Has to be this week.
And keep an eye on Dubbo races this weekend.
Listen, it's Derby Day in Dubbo this weekend. All I would say to the punter and the dribbler is keep your eyes peeled
Yeah.
on the races.
We aren't going to Derby Day in Dubbo, unfortunately.
We would have.
We would have, but we are also fortunately hosting Most Ordinary Rig for Budgie Smuggler, the finals. Victoria's Secret. And that's where we'll be. But if you keep an eye on the Dubbo races.
Keep an eye on the Dubbo races. Keep your eyes peeled on the Dubbo races. That's all we'll say for now.
Thing we've ever done.
But also keep your eyes on the socials this week because
Yeah.
there will be thangs dropped. There will be thangs dropped.
Dribbliest thing we've ever done. But maybe we should get into a bit of crickos. What do you reckon?
May as well, mate.
May as well.
May as well.
When we talk cricket on the show, it's thanks to our good friends at KO. The Cricket World Cup, obviously, on the T20s.
Shout out to KO.
Shout out to KO.
A terrific organisation, a terrific product, a terrific service.
Yeah, and great people. Before we get to that, Dave, which was obviously like the greatest fucking game of T20 cricket you've ever seen between India and Pakistan. Australia getting humped by New Zealand on Saturday night was a dampener I didn't need to start the tournament.
Tom, can I ask you something?
Ask away.
Do we reach for the alarm bell?
Listen, I told you before that I was concerned. I said it about even. I'm concerned about where Australia's at. We came in fucking playing poorly. We're wanting to bloody get rid of sponsors and shit. There's all this upheaval. Smudge isn't in the side. Not that I think he necessarily should be, but who knows? You've got Faf du Plessis coming out and bringing up Sandpapergate again, that fuck. And then we come in against New Zealand, who hasn't beaten us here in like, let's say 20 years. I know that's
I'm going to
not
say
true.
millennia.
A millennia. And they hump the fuck out of us. 3 for 200 they were, and we were all out for 111.
Mates.
From like the first ball, they were putting it on us.
Yeah. Like, what were they after fucking
56.
5 Yeah.
They were at 56 after... I think they were 56 after...
I mean, the
after 5 overs when we were like 4 for 56.
We got our first wicket. They were 1 for 56 after 4 overs.
Paddy Cummins going for 11 and a half.
Yeah, Paddy doesn't seem like he's a particularly good T20 cricketer. Well, you know what I mean? No disrespect.
4 overs, 46 runs, no wickets, 11 and a half. Like, Joshy Hazelwood went at 10.25, but he took a couple of scalps.
Well, he only got 1, did he?
2.
2. Good.
I mean, listen.
We only got 3 wickets.
I'm Tom. I took the approach, and it's an approach that has worked in the past. It's got runs on the board, this approach, of putting your head in the sand and going, I choose to ignore the signs. I choose to ignore them.
We're fine.
I've ignored them before, and we won a World Cup.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not like that approach doesn't bear fruit from time to time.
No, the head in the sand can work.
It can work. It now hasn't we now find ourselves in a position where head in the sand hasn't worked.
No.
We got absolutely fucked.
That Finn Allen's got a bit about him. Now, Finn Allen for New Zealand, opening the batting, just came out and humped from the get-go.
Finn can play.
Dude, 16 balls faced for 42. I feel like every time I heard anyone refer to him, though, like, so with Devon Conway, who obviously got 92 not, everyone calls him Conway, right? Like, usually you'll refer to a player's last name, players by their last name.
Mm.
Finn Allen, I feel like I never heard anyone just call him Allen.
Yeah.
Finn Allen.
Well, listen, Allen's like a bit,
Could be a first name.
It could be a first name. It could be a last name. It's a bit of a yawn. No offense to Steph Allen. Devon, though, like one of the great first names of all time.
Yeah, it is. Devon's a real name. Devon's a hell of a name.
Obviously, it invokes, long, loving memories of Devon and Sauce Sambos.
Yeah, which we still haven't tried yet. Like, I haven't had Devon for yonks.
Well, we might be going...
Well, that's true.
To the home of Devon.
Wednesday, home of Devon.
We might be going to the home of Devon, although I've got other lunch plans.
Well, we'll have a couple. Well, we'll probably have to do both. Our lunch plans will be sorted, but we will probably have to. I will need to pound some Devon if I'm back there.
You have to. We can cross that bridge when we get to
it.
We can nip into Woolies, though, and probably, acquire some, and I can show you how to make a Devon sauce Sambo.
Yep. We weren't good in this game, though, Eddie. We weren't.
No, we weren't.
Can you go to our batting, please?
No, we weren't.
Dave Warner 5, Finch 13, Marsh 16, Maxwell 28. Can I say this about Glenn Maxwell? And this is going to sound rude, and I don't mean it to sound rude. We've spoken to Glenn before, and he's a stand-up guy. Mm. I know that he is clearly good, and he can do some crazy shit. And I've seen scorecards where you're like, oh, Maxwell went off. This is more about me than it is about Big Show, but I feel like I've missed every occasion where Big Show's pulled something out when the nation needs it. Like, I've never seen it happen. When I'm watching a game and I'm like, fuck, we need something from Big Show, it never happens. So I don't know if I'm the common denominator, but, like, I feel like he doesn't.
He's stepped up in the past.
I know. I know he has.
He definitely has.
I know he has.
I think you're probably more coming from the perspective of kid can bat. We need that kid to bat more often.
We needed the kid to bat.
You know what I mean?
Well, we needed all the kids to bat. None of the kids batted.
You're wishing he had a bit of coal in him, a bit of a rat in him.
Don't we?
The man for the moment, as it were.
Yes.
Maxwell not always the man for the moment.
But
having said that, who the fuck stood up in this game for us?
No one.
No one. Like, you've got big name fucking players in that side, particularly at the top of the order, particularly in David Warner. Like,
Dave was unlucky.
He still got out.
He did still get out, but I'm prepared to cut Dave some slack there because the way he got out was fucking ridiculous.
Sure. I understand that.
Did you even see it?
No.
I knew you mustn't have. I was like, this cunt. Mate, it was in a very unlucky way that Dave got out. I'm wondering more so, like, I'm prepared to give Dave a reprieve in that regard. Also, he was fucking batter of the tournament in the last World Cup.
He was. Well, he's player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament. How much more time does Finchy boy get?
Well, he gets the tournament.
He gets the tournament, you reckon?
I think so.
Shit, dude. If you're in
you reckon they will take him out?
I don't know. I'm asking the question, dude. I don't know. Like,
I don't think you can. It would need to get desperate. Like, how many teams make the semis? Just two?
I think if
is
we
it
lose
two from each pool,
we've got to beat. Who is in our pool? Is it England?
England.
Yeah, so we got to beat England. Otherwise, we won't make it.
So what I'm saying is the makeup of this tournament, because they seem to change it all the fucking time. It's 2-2, right?
I feel like there would be quarterfinals.
Or is there quarterfinals?
There must be quarterfinals. Maybe it's
I don't know if there is.
Group 1 winner. Oh no, it is just straight to semis. Yeah,
so we need to beat England.
Yeah.
Who we lost to 2-0.
We lost to just. So it's already at fucking panic stations. But then, like, England could lose to New Zealand, or Sri Lanka could knock off one of them.
But then, Tom, it's in the hands of the gods.
Yes,
as it were.
So what I'm saying is, do I trust Aaron Finch anymore.
Who do we play next? Do we
England.
play
England
on Friday? So you're wanting to drop him? Oh, that's big. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's happening either, but I'm like,
We play Sri Lanka on Tuesday.
oh,
first.
play Sri Lanka Tuesday.
Okay.
Give him Sri Lanka.
Then England
If
Friday.
he doesn't fire against Sri Lanka,
Then you pull him for the big one.
yeah.
We got to get through Sri Lanka first.
Yeah,
Do you
we
know what
do.
I mean?
But they lost to Namibia, so that'd really
I understand
that'd
that.
be tough.
But, we only just beat the West Indies, who didn't even make it out of the fucking...
They didn't make it out.
No.
Who came through? Namibia and Sri Lanka.
No,
It was
no,
Sri
they
Lanka
were in
and
the
Netherlands.
other... No, you got to
Hang
go
on.
to...
Yeah, Sri Lanka and Netherlands.
So West Indies...
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No,
yeah,
Zimbabwe and Ireland.
West Indies played
So
Ireland in the
Namibia
last
lost to
game.
the United Arab Emirates. Now we were talking last week about how they were basically home. Then they lost,
Yes.
so they're out.
Okay.
And West Indies lost to Ireland. The winner of that game made it through, and Ireland beat them.
Holy hell, Ireland.
So the West Indies came last in the pool.
We didn't lose to them, but we just beat
We
them.
beat them just. So all I'm saying is,
Is T20 like, I know with cricket, specifically from when I played for the Thick Ropes County, but
Jesus
like
Christ.
when they're all this good, right? Like, or just when you think about form generally with cricket, it's kind of like just being able to catch fire in the right moment. Like, are you going to try and tell me that we're significantly worse than we were when we won the World Cup last time? Or did we just hit some heat as well as get some luck? And that's what you need in T20.
you have to catch fire,
heat
obviously.
and luck.
I think there's a degree of luck, but there's it's about bottling heat at the right time.
Well, is luck
But we haven't-
maybe the luck maybe the
but now,
gas?
but now that I've removed my head from the sand, now it's up. I'm looking at recent performances, going, when are we going to? How are we bottling it?
Yes.
Where are we bottling it?
But if you got to bottle luck and use that luck, ignite the luck with some heat, and then you catch fire
I think you. So you reckon you need a bit of luck to spark it?
to spark the heat, and then
So luck is the
I think the fire is luck and taking
the pilot lighter or whatever
yeah,
it's called.
luck and like something make fire.
We need to get a fucking wriggle on, know that.
Yeah, luck and form.
Because it would be unfortunate in the extreme if, let's say, I'm assuming we beat Sri Lanka just for the purpose of my narrative here. If we were to get dusted by England on Friday night and get knocked out of our tournament at home as defending champs, that would be disappointing.
That would be disappointing.
Because we've dined out, you and I, the nation, on the fact that we did that to England in the Rugby Union World Cup.
World Cup.
We've
So-
dined out on that for a long time. That was in 2015. I'm still dining out on that
I dine out on it regularly.
all the time.
I've got a little bit of it in the freezer for if it's like I need to reheat something for a bit of a meal. I'll just dine out on that.
If you have friends over unexpectedly, you go,
Yeah.
would you like some?
Would
We
you
can
like
dine
some of
out.
this? We'll thaw it out.
Yeah, I'll thaw it out.
Yeah, we beat England, knocked them out of the comp.
Put it in the
Tournament,
microwave, thaw it out,
2015.
defrost.
No, we'll-
Dit. Point is, we, off the back of that humping, are setting things up for
yeah,
ourselves.
for it to get fucked.
The problem as well, Tom, not to get too negative, but I need to, now that, again, my head's out of the sand, I need to give the lay of the land for the punter and the dribbler.
Yeah.
Let's say that we scrape past England. Our net run rate's fucking shot to shit off the back of that loss.
Yeah,
You're
net
talking
run-
about almost 100-run loss.
Well, I'm prepared to just round it up and say it was a 100-run loss.
I'm prepared to say it was almost, because that's what it was.
Yeah, but I'm a rounder-upper, and I say a 100-run loss, especially when I'm calling for the head of the skipper.
Did Dave lock himself out?
Bring it over. Dude, how many fucking condoms do they want to send us? Or do they just know we record at this time and they just hope, oh no, this feels
No, that feels like...
much more sturdy than condoms. Maybe this is like some, butt plugs and shit?
Plugs?
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking. We haven't asked for it, but
Have you ever been plugged?
I haven't been plugged, and I've got to say I'm glad. I'm not against you if you have either. Like if you want to
Same
get
thing?
plugged, no, this says skin control.
Skin?
This is not an ad, but if you're a smart person, you'll send us shit while we're on the potty. Vegan-friendly skincare range.
That seems odd. No offense.
Well, how the fuck? Who is this?
Give us a look.
Peel Pad Skin Control. Anti-acne mist. I mean, I appreciate the thought, but we're not really in the acne phase of our life.
Pimple patch.
Have they got the right people?
It says Hello Sport on it.
Well, no, I realise that, but I'm like, this doesn't even seem like a
But you've obviously given out her address.
I have not given out our address to a skin control company, dude.
I'm pretty sure that's the same people that sent the condoms, because didn't that also say it was from Australian Therapeutic Supplies?
Yeah, it might have actually.
Very odd.
Anyway,
I didn't realise I had bad skin. I will take
I'm
that
actually
personally.
taking that as a fucking-
I will take that as a slight.
yeah.
Tom, I think now that we've got that out of the way, that we've been alarmist enough, we've given the lay of the land, it's now about being positive.
Yep.
It's about supporting.
It's
from
like,
within.
do you bring Baggy Green in? Like, how long do you
Baggy
wait?
Green didn't wow in the trials.
No, I know. Okay, but like, how long do you wait for to make change? Like, do we have to beat Sri Lanka, right? So you assume, do we make changes for that game and go, well, they're beaters, we'll beat them in that, or are you just playing your best side? Like, when do you make the call? We're kind of fucked because we lost that game.
So
it's
who are we looking at as for, like, so Smudge is obviously there or thereabouts. Baggy Green has been in and out
But I don't know who you get rid of.
sporadically.
Tim David is in there, Stoinis, Cummins, Finch. Like, you could, if you got rid of Finch and brought in Baggy Green, you also then bring in a bowler. Not that necessarily, I don't know how the bowling tactics exactly work. Like,
I mean, it's not of utmost importance in the shortest form. Like, we can probably sit here and speculate all we want, Tom. I probably think that side's unchanged.
they just roll. Just keep rolling. See what happens. Head back in the sand sort of stuff. Bury our head back in the sand.
If they name an unchanged lineup, that's head in the sand.
Let's head back in the sand.
Fucking oath. 100%. Going fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Just like grip the steering wheel and just drive.
Did we lose the opening match of the last World Cup?
I don't know if we lost the opening one, but I think we lost the second
definitely
one.
lost
We lost
one.
to England.
Yeah, we lost to England.
I think it was to England.
No, I'm not sure about that now. I'm not 100%.
Or did we beat England? I'd love it if we humped England.
We lost. I'm pretty sure we lost to England in the. See, I'm getting confused now with the 50 over tournament as well. Let's just see if we can find something that'll warm our hearts a little bit.
so as in just like some confirmation bias.
Yes. Did we? What match did we lose last time? And what can we glean from a loss, I suppose, is the best way to look at it, Tom.
Well, if you glean nothing from a loss, you potentially are placing one's head back into one's sand. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, well, yes. As Dior struggles.
As Dior continues his long, slow search.
Slow
tell
and
you what,
long.
Apparently, he was at fucking Ned Brockman's dingo telling everyone that you and I aren't made of the right stuff, and that's why we're not there.
Has he run a marathon?
No, he
Has
hasn't.
Dave done anything
No,
of
he
note
hasn't.
in his life except fail?
Shit, dude. I mean, look, I don't want to get that aggressive, but in short, no, he hasn't.
So,
So
I
fuck
rest my case.
Yeah,
Your Honour.
The defense rests. Is that true, Dave? Some guy got into our DMs and said you were going around fucking talking all that shit.
Oh, look, I had a few beers into me. Just to say what was coming out of my mouth. I can't be responsible for the
No,
words
you
of-
can't.
That might not have been D or Dave. That might have been Dave Bloom who was talking. Not
Dude,
Dior.
he's already looking third personing himself in two different forms. That wasn't D or Dave. It might have been Dave Bloom. He's just referred. Is that like?
Now I'm confused.
If you refer to yourself in the third person twice,
as different characters.
is that the sixth person?
Or the fourth?
It's a huge question. I have no idea.
Quite frankly, I don't really.
No, look, I think heads back.
England beat Australia by 8 wickets.
Yeah, I told you.
Was that the first game? Was that the opening?
No. We had beat Bangladesh and we had also beat West Indies.
Yeah, so two.
Minnows, though.
Yeah.
So our first big test, we lost.
Yes.
You could draw, you could glean.
You could glean that
from
this
that
is
loss,
the loss we needed to have.
The loss we needed to have. Out the first big test, in New Zealand, we got humped. 8 wicket losses are humping as well.
Yeah, sheer humping. Of note. Now, that's positive. We found some positives to glean. Last night, India played Pakistan in one of the most horny games of T20 I've ever seen. Sold out MCG.
In minutes. They're calling it the greatest rivalry in sport, Pakistan, India.
Had they not played for ages?
They rarely play. I think they've only just started doing test series again after a fucking huge hiatus.
And is that because of political differences?
There are geopolitical issues, yes.
At play.
Oh yeah, big ones. I remember last time, if I recall, they played at a sold-out Adelaide Oval in the 50-over World Cup.
Yes.
That's the one Australia won in front of an adoring home crowd. Michael Clark. At the end of a long, tumultuous, at times upsetting summer. We lost Phil that summer.
Yeah.
So they don't play a whole lot, right? So when they do play, it's on for young and for old. And last night was a fucking rip snorter.
Yeah.
An absolute rip snorter. Pakistan had them on the ropes.
Well, but Pakistan were almost a little bit on the ropes themselves when they started.
They were.
And then Masood
can bat, dude.
Not Josh Masood, but Shan Masood.
No relation, different spelling.
And also not a slit your throat and shit down your neck operator is Shan Masood. That is a Josh Masood quote.
And Ahmed, 51 of 34 seeds.
But really
Solid.
only had 2 batsmen that did anything.
But do what they did.
But do what they did. Did what they do. We then go to India, who come on for the chase, and the rat. You know what, dude? I liked seeing the
What were
rat.
they? Were they 4 for?
They were 4 for 31.
4 for 31.
Chasing 160 or 159.
Tom,
I liked seeing the rat play, like in form. He's been out of form for a while.
but he fucking loves the big moment.
Yeah.
He just does.
Some of those shots that he was playing when they needed 22 runs off like 8 balls, it was like stick cricket.
28 off 8.
It was stick cricket.
28 off 8 they needed.
He was whipping shit for 6. You're like, Jesus Christ, what is going on?
28 for 8.
And then
they chased.
And then he got bowled on a free hit and ran for 3, I think. 2 or 3 runs.
I think it was 3.
It was just chaos. It actually had
Then
everything.
there was a wide.
when they needed 2.
2 off 1, he bowls a wide.
So they were
then they're
scores are level.
Yeah.
And then, I tell you
Ashwin.
what, there's no one you want less to hit the winning runs than Ravi Ashwin. There's something about that guy that grinds my gears in a respectful, competitive, sporting sense.
But he gets it done.
Yes, but he's a man-cad guy, isn't he? Ravi does the man-cad, which is scout. That's, I think, why I'm not a fan. And he's good, which obviously doesn't help.
How many man-cads has he done?
He definitely has. There's a lot of results here.
Yeah, he's done a couple of he's done at least 2, I think. Yeah, look, that came up.
Do you allow for the possibility of like circumstance when it comes to a man-cad?
No.
So if someone's taken the piss and you've had a quiet word to them on a couple of occasions and they continue to take the piss,
Look, I understand what you're saying.
do you then lean into a cad going, listen here, cunt, you walk that far down the crease, you're getting catted. Simple.
Yeah, I would be making it so blatantly obvious that I'm about to man-cad someone so that even the crowd's aware.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm yelling from the rooftop. You are halfway down the pitch when I'm bowling, and if you keep it up,
and especially if the game's coming down to the wire,
I will man-cad.
like I don't want to say that I will because
listen, because I know that you want to get on strike because the bloke at the other end's dog shit. There's a cad here.
There's a cad.
There's a cad in your future. You keep fucking taking the piss.
You keep taking the piss. I'm going to cad you.
Now, do you allow for that? If you're cadding out of the blue...
If you're cadding out of the blue, then
a no
you should be
context
shot.
cad?
Yeah.
Shoot
Or
you.
a no warning cad.
What about like dying stages of that game? They need 3 off 2, 2 off 1 or whatever. You see Coley, who's at the other end, starting to make his way down. He didn't have form in that game, but you can see he's going for it because they need 3 off 2. What do?
You know what? I'd man cad Ashwin. If that motherfucker...
You can cad a cadder.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can cad a cadder.
Yeah.
If you've cadded someone...
Yeah. You're open to be
You're
cadded.
open to be cadded.
Yeah. You're saying to the world, you're putting up a flag, a cad
Cad me,
flag.
yeah.
Cad me.
But if I have only cadded a cadder, I'm not a cadder.
And I'm not talking about Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate either. I'm talking about man cads.
Man cadding. But I'm saying if you are Ravi Ashwin, right?
Yep.
A cadder of note.
Yeah. Well,
then-
a noted cadder.
I then cad you
Yep.
because you've put up a flag that says I'm caddable.
But then you're not caddable.
No, I'm not. That
'Cause
doesn't.
you're-
I'm only cadding a cadder.
No,
because
you're
there's
eye for an eyeing.
Yes.
You're not flying a flag. You're in the dishing out of punishment.
Correct.
You're like justice.
I'm like if you're a murderer and you get like the electric chair, I'm not a murderer.
No.
I'm handing out man cad justice.
Yes. You're the executioner.
Yes.
Of sorts.
Of sorts.
Or like, it's like what are they called? When you arrest someone, citizen's arrest.
Yeah, it's a citizen's arrest. I'm a vigilante.
Yeah. Are you a vigilante?
Well, that's like Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He's dished out some citizen's arrests.
Yeah,
too.
dude. That's what you are. Cadman.
Cadman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only to people that have given out cads.
Yeah, it's citizen arrest.
Yeah.
I can respect that. You're holding them to account.
Yeah. Now, it's funny because there weren't any man cads in this game, and you would have assumed there would be considering how much we're talking about them, but...
Yeah. Listen. You're right. Not the point.
Not the point.
Point is, Ashwin has man-catted in the past,
Yeah.
and I think that someone should have man-catted him in this game.
But look, it's the only run he scored, 1 not out. Like, to have him hit the winning runs is just a real kick to the dick for the Pakistanis. Like,
well, it's a boot in the arse. It's a stomping of one's testicles, Tom.
yeah, into the pitch.
I'll say this though, and it's got to be said: the rat fucks.
The rat fucks.
82 or 53 seeds,
Yeah.
6 4s, 4 6s, strike rate 154.
And you pair that with Pakistan's almost like it was also a bed shit.
Well, they went out of their way to fucking.
They worked together to fucking lose that one.
Yeah, they did. 28 off 8.
Like, you shouldn't lose that game.
And that turned into like
28 from 8.
11 balls in what should have
But
been
how many
8 balls.
was there one wide or two
Well,
wide?
so
there was 2
He
wide.
hit a 6 off a no ball.
Yeah, he bowled an absolute pie above waist height full toss that Coley just smashed for 6.
So there was-
and then there was a no ball
Then,
off that.
well, that was the no ball.
and then there was a
Then
free
he bowls
hit.
again, hits the stumps on a free
No,
hit,
there
they
was a
run
wide.
three.
No, it was a
No, there was
free
a
hit,
wide
and he
before
bowled
that.
a wide, which is why he had to re-bowl the free hit, which is when he bowled him out.
Just like that's Thick Ropes County sort of implosion. That's how we would implode when the game was there when we were winning.
That's pressure.
Yeah.
That's the old foe, 100,000 screaming punters and dribblers, Colosseum-like atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's the tightening of the rectum
Yes.
and the bowling of the pie.
Yeah. Correct.
You see it.
You do see it. You
I've
do.
seen it.
Well, I saw it with my own
I
eyes.
saw it.
But I also would see it every Sunday with the Thick Ropes County, who, not to insert myself, but myselves. Not to insert myselves. What an idiot. That was weird. Good game, though.
Great game.
Hell of a game.
Fucking,
How good's cricket?
it was a fucking good game.
Yeah, it was a cracker. It was a cracker. Cracking game.
So we turn our attention, punters and dribblers, obviously to Sri Lanka this Tuesday. I didn't realise the turnaround was that tight. And then we've got England on Friday.
You know what? You like a tight turnaround. You know, get rid of that one, boys. Forget about that one. Get it out of your heads. Forget about that one.
Sunday, Monday. That's 3 days later.
Fuck, your maths is just
That's tight.
on.
That's tight.
It's cricket, though, right?
3's still tight.
Yeah, but it's cricket.
Yeah, I know. But you're right. Better. Get it out of the way.
Get out of the way. Pump the
Get the
Sri
fuck out there
Lankans.
and
Yeah. I'm excited. Anyway, that's cricket. Thanks
Shout
to
to
Ko.
Ko.
Shout out to Ko.
hey, Ko.
Shout out to Ko.
Shout out to you.
Catch every single game of the Cricket World Cup on KO right fucking now.
Right now, bitches.
Right now. A few more fucking humpings in the Rugby League World Cup.
Oh, there's been humpings, mate.
84-0 against Scotland. Australia got the job done.
Poor old Scotland, bro.
Dude.
Poor old Scotland.
Poor old Scotland. Old flower of Scotland.
Oh, fuck it. Old Lang Syne, mate.
Old Lang Syne. Those poor motherfuckers, not a single try. 84-0. Still, though, I think the line with Neds was 85.5.
No, it was 78, wasn't it?
What?
78.5.
Oh, was it 78.5?
Yeah.
Well, then that line was...
I think it was 78.
I thought it was 80. I thought the line was in the 80s.
I think it was 78.5.
Was there a game where the line was in the 80s?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. So that line, good on you if you got that.
They do pretty well with the lines, considering, like, how the fuck would you have any idea?
I know, but I mean, like, that's a fucking...
Do you know what I mean?
But, like, I mean, Scotland did not score a single goddamn point.
No, they didn't.
And I didn't get up early to watch it. I watched the highlights. They didn't look like they were really close at any point.
Scotland didn't complete many sets, dude. Like, what's that? 52%.
Yeah,
12
right.
from 23. Dude.
Yeah, well, that'll do it, you know. That
not
will
gonna
do
help.
it. 52%, I get it. 13 minutes they had possession for. How's that work? Is that in a half?
No, I think that's just like holding onto the ball for a set. I don't know. They don't count like when the ball's going in between teams. I don't know how that works.
Well, 27
it just
plus
doesn't make
13
sense.
is
It's
40.
only 40 minutes.
So 40 minutes, what? 40 minutes out of a game.
That any team has possession.
No one has the footy?
That doesn't make sense. We are on NRL.com here as well. That confuses me. But 67% possession to Australia.
Yeah, we had more than 3 times as many set of sixes than they did.
Okay.
Humping.
Adokar got 4 tries.
Yep. Campbell Graham got 3.
Teddy,
1.
Hunt,
I needed
Cleary,
Teddy to 2. It's one of those things I like.
Whiten, Burton, Yo, like...
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
it's an anytime try scorer. Ben Hunt, it's an anytime try scorer feast. And it's one of those ones where you just like, I came away from it. I don't think I got.
I got it. 750.
I think I needed Teddy to score 2 and I would have been good. But what can you do? You know, it is what it is.
Well, that's every back scored except Munster.
Burton, I mean, fucking Adokar's try off Burton's like little flick
Right.
back, dude. Little fucking grubber.
Yeah.
That was hot.
That was so hot. But like, Burton's flick back, I still think is almost the most impressive part of that try in that he did that so smoothly. Yeah. Like, that was smooth. Obviously, what Adokar did afterwards was elite as well. Like, that kick was perfect, and he just...
And he's so fucking quick, dude.
quick. He just burnt that poor old Scottish beater.
But Burton nails it.
As he's, like, flying one movement just through
But
the
he's
legs.
not even
like
that
it's
high
nothing.
off the ground. Like, he's
No, he's
sort
low.
Of, you
He's
know what I
getting
mean?
down
He's like
to it.
real
Just,
low.
like, hooks it back in.
Yeah, it wasn't like he took some like acrobatic dive to try keep his body off the ground. He was just like, I'm sweet. I'm just gonna do
at
it casually.
speed, just
And
running over it.
Just a footballer that's very aware of where he is.
In time and
In
space.
3D.
Yes.
In 3D space.
He's a footballer.
Oh,
That sort of a move, excuse me, I burped as I said that. I didn't mean to.
well, you're excited.
I was. And I get burpy when I'm
You
excited.
do.
It was
Don't
just,
we all?
It was just fluid. It was I'm a footballer.
And I'm aware of where I am in 3 dimensions and in time. Yeah. So which is the fourth dimension.
Fourth dimension, time and space.
So he's in control of 4 dimensions. That's when you know you're dealing with an out-and-out footballer.
Yeah.
And Matty B, a good, honest, proud Dubbo boy, putting the town on the map.
Putting the town on his back. Putting the country on his back, town on the
No
map.
one in Coventry will forget about Dubbo now.
No,
Hey,
they
where's
won't.
that cunt from?
Dubbo.
Dubbo.
Isaiah Yo. Dubbo.
Dubbo. Oh, Coventry knows now.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Coventry Building Society Arena, one of the great arenas all time.
One of the great arenas all time.
Conditions
and
slippery, weather, light, rain. Boys got it done.
No, they
84-0.
got it done. But like that Burton Adokar, that was the like last try of the game. That's a team that does not stop.
No,
does
and
not
won't
quit,
stop.
won't
And just
stop.
wants to win.
Hump, hump,
win,
hump,
win,
hump,
win,
hump,
win.
hump, hump.
78th minute. There you
Yeah.
go.
Nathan Cleary, second most points on debut after Joey.
There's a golf. There really is a golf.
What do you mean?
The big boys with the rest.
Oh yeah, Yeah, in this tournament, what are the other games? Dude, even Samoa came back and got a humping on.
Italy got
Fiji humped Italy 60-4. England humped France 42-18. Not as big a humping.
Still a humping.
In fact, I'd be concerned if I'm England and you let France score 18 points. New Zealand humped Jamaica 68-6. Lebanon, that is a humping of Ireland, 32-14.
Samoa humped Greece 72-4.
Can we get into the Samoa-Greece one? I want to see who scored because that's a humping. Brian in the 0 minute? Okay, that's you know a humping's afoot when Brian To'o's over in the first, before a minute is out. Paulo, Levi, Harris Tavita, Royce Hunt, Luai, Laffey, Falmanu Brown, Crichton, Harris Tavita, Fagai, Levi, Laffey, and Stephen Crichton kicking his dick off. 10 from 13.
Not too bad.
And
Not
a
too
try.
bad. 42-0 at the half. Jesus Christ. These possession stats are really throwing me off.
Yeah, I don't understand the possession stats. Time in possession. So then are you saying that there is, of the 80 minutes, no one had possession? Is there something that's like, is this a dumb thing that's like that we
No.
Well,
So
I
like,
think it's, yeah.
No, so they're saying, punters and dribblers, for clarification, they're saying in this game, 25 minutes for Samoa, 90 minutes for Greece. Let's just
19
call it
minutes, yeah.
Let's just call it 45 for the point of the exercise. You've got 35 unaccounted for minutes. Are you suggesting that the ball in between sets is like on the ground, like you kick it? Is that then?
There's not 20...
Is there 25 minutes or 35 minutes of
35
that?
minutes.
I think that, and also like maybe they count if there's a penalty or there's a scrum. Not until the ball's back in
stoppage time
It must
and
be
shit.
stoppage time.
But that much?
That seems like a lot. 35 minutes seems like a lot.
That seems like heaps. Like what so much wasted game.
Mate, in the Australian game, it was half. Half because the whole match.
To be fair, for Australia, it's probably all like after tries as conversions
Yeah,
are
because we
kicked as well.
fucked them up.
That's true.
Yeah.
And well, that would be the same for this
Go
game.
to a closer game.
Yeah, go to a tight game.
Bit harder to find.
Well, that's true.
Go to the Lebanon game.
Or the England.
This one's the
Lebanon.
Yeah, that's
closest.
true.
27 and 17.
No?
Still not. That's 44 minutes. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I'm not entirely. Someone
Maybe-
explain it. We're on NRL.com and we're in which tab, Dave? So go to the games.
The match center.
Match center. You go to a game and then click on
Team stats.
team stats.
Is it that most, like, almost a half of all fucking rugby league matches, there's no one playing? Is that what you're telling me? Seems like a lot to me.
It seems like a lot.
Seems like, am I learning something for the first time here?
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it.
You're on the glossary of terms. I don't know if that's going to do it, mate.
No, that's probably not going to do it, big fella.
Nope.
Glossary of terms, probably not what... Look, listen,
Nah.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job,
No,
but I don't reckon you're going to find it in the glossary of terms. That's all I'm saying.
big fella.
Yeah. At least I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Oh, well, yeah.
You are trying.
You are trying.
Which is concerning. That's why. That's where the concern
That's where
comes
the alarm bells start to ring.
Listen, I just like seeing the nation do well.
Yeah.
You know, and if old Lang Syne needs to get humped on the way, then so be it.
So be it. Not our problem. When's the next game? Tuesday. Tonga, Wales. And then Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands.
That'll be a humping.
Yep.
New Zealand, Ireland, humping. England,
When's that?
Greece,
Saturday.
humping.
And when's Australia play next?
Fiji, Scotland, humping. Australia, Italy,
Sunday,
humping.
October 30th.
There's humpings afoot.
Yep. Humping to be done. Did you watch any of the UFC yesterday?
No.
You missed out.
I'm aware of what happened.
It was good stuff. It was early, in your defence. It was nice and early.
Can I be honest with you? I saw 5:30 a.m. that the main event started. I go, that's pretty fucking early.
Yeah, you didn't need the main, like the big one sort
And
of.
I had a
around.
very sensitive soul on my hands yesterday that I was looking after.
Did she come back home?
Yeah. And she was as sensitive
As-
as they get.
What
And
time did she finish up?
So I was on duty.
Yeah, no, of course.
Not that late. She got back to ours at like 10 something, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'd been going all day. Steffi wasn't much
12 o'clock
before then either.
12 to 10's that's a big knock for a little soul.
Oh, yeah.
So I was on duty yesterday.
Yeah.
Which meant that we were watching what?
She wants to watch.
Oh, I couldn't put the UFC on, put it that way.
Not even on your phone, just on the side.
I could. Well, I was watching I was reading shit, but like I wasn't watching it.
No, I
couldn't go back and watch the whole thing, put it that way.
Technically, you could have on KO because we had the pay-per-view.
That's what I could have.
Yeah, you could have. But you couldn't.
But I couldn't.
Yeah, okay,
That's my point.
No, I'm hearing you now.
You hearing what I'm saying?
I'm hearing you. It was a good... I only saw the final 3 fights. Apparently, the card generally was sick. But Peter Yan and O'Malley fight was mad, but it was one of the great robberies I've ever fucking seen. Well, it felt like it. It felt like a robbery based on what the fight was. But, like, it was still a good fight. Like, it was even. They were fucking each other up.
How did was it unanimous or split?
Split. And no one in the commentary really thought that O'Malley won it. It didn't even seem like he thought he won it when they announced it. He was a bit like... Peter Yan just sort of dominated him with a lot of takedowns, but the stats also suggest that O'Malley landed way more significant strikes. So I don't know. He didn't do a whole lot of damage to O'Malley when he took him down, but he did control it. The one that was fucked.
Well, but it's rated lower.
Yeah, look,
Takedowns
I know. I don't entirely understand how it's scored, but it felt like a robbery. Like most people watching it were like, what? But TJ Dillashaw in the co-main event for the bantamweight title popped his shoulder out in the first basically exchange. First like minute of the fight, his shoulder dislocated. And he spent the entire round on the ground with a dislocated shoulder fighting. Like, they go back to the corner between the rounds, put it back in. They come back out and it dislocates again just like that. And then he got fucked up and stopped. Then after the fight, it's like, it's been coming out all camp and he just didn't tell anyone. And it was like, this was always going to happen. And it's like, you just wasted everyone's fucking time.
What did they think was going to happen if it kept coming out?
He just didn't want to wait a year for another shot. And it's like, but now look at you.
No, but I get that. It's like, what did you expect to happen?
Yeah. He said that he was trying to talk up Sterling's, like he was trying to bait him into stand-up the whole week leading up to the fight because he knew that if he took him down, he was fucked. And that's what happened. But the fight was kind of like, Sterling won it, but it was like he was fighting a guy with one arm the whole time.
So, like, well, you know,
who
make of that what you will.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show. But then the main card, Daddy picked this, by the way.
So did I.
I don't think you did.
I had either to win by submission.
Oh, you had, well, so you didn't.
Well, I did.
Yeah, but that's like you're a hedge.
Yeah.
I was Makachev's submission.
Win's a win, bro.
Yeah, but my win's better because
your win is better, but I didn't lose.
You didn't lose.
Put it that way.
But this was a good fight. Like, it was inside 2 rounds, so like obviously, you know, it was quick. But Islam is hectic.
Is the real deal.
He's hectic. I was talking about this with my nephew yesterday, who's a bit of a jiu-jitsu guy, but his hands were fucking good, Islam's. And I don't know if you remember when Khabib fought Gaethje, he fucked up Gaethje on the feet before then choking him out.
He also dropped Conor.
Well, he also dropped Conor. But like, whether they're just so good at wrestling they don't need to use their hands, but they have good hands, or whether they're scared of the opposition of being scared of being taken down, so then they just land punches. Like, I don't know what the fuck, but he was like,
probably a bit of both.
He basically just, did you see the fight? Like he dropped Oliveira, then just got down and choked out a fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt.
He's a fucking savage, man.
Oliveira's got the most submissions in the history of the UFC, and
they make it look so easy. And they're both black belts.
Anyway, Islam's fighting.
Well,
our boy.
Yeah, that was good to see.
Yeah,
that was good to see. Get him in the ring. Fucking, let's get this thing fucking pumped up.
Yeah,
that's gonna be huge.
That's gonna be huge. KO, send us to that.
Send us to that KO. I'm not worried for our boy because, like, you know,
I think he gets it done.
You know, I think we need to be fucking up and about for one of the greats all time.
Yeah. I think he gets it done. I like this for our boy. Because what I did see with Oliveira, like when you would see Khabib fight, he would just fucking dominate. Like just
as soon as
it starts.
As soon as it starts.
Whereas
He used to ragdoll motherfuckers, dude. Like constrict them.
Yes.
Like a python.
Oliveira was able to get up when he was taken down.
You didn't get up against
No
Khabib.
one got up against Khabib.
No.
It was just kind of like, this is it now.
No. You submit.
You submit. Yeah, exactly.
You just
like when you see like a wildebeest getting taken down by an anaconda and he's given up.
He's given up. The life's gone out of him.
The life's gone out of him. The fight's gone out of him.
The soul.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know why Perth. They must have thrown heaps of money at it, but
Perth.
they must have thrown coin at it.
I've never been to Perth, so it'd be a great excuse for us to get over there and meet our Perth family.
I've only been once, and I feel like I should probably, you know what I mean?
We owe it to Perth to get over there and see all the throng of Perth dribblers.
Well, they're actually,
There's a fair few.
they represent more than you might think.
Yeah. When you see the merch things,
Are we
go
huge
out,
in Perth? Yeah.
Didn't want to say it.
I didn't come onto this podcast today, with a burning desire to admit that.
But that is the case.
But it is true. It is what it is. Volk wins and wins well. February, I believe, off the top of the dome.
Champ status.
Champ. I reckon you pad the fuck out of that card. You put a Bam Bam on there. You put a Whitaker on there.
Do you think Izzy wouldn't fight an undercard? Would he? So there's no way.
Well, if that's the fight they go with, which is what it's looking like, then Adesanya's not on the card.
No. But you'd go Whitaker versus Paulo Costa on the undercard.
You can put Tyson Pedro on there as well.
Yep. Jimmy Crute. Yep. There's this guy, Jake Della. Yeah.
Who do you think Bam Bam would fight?
Jack Della Maddalena is a fucking up-and-coming horn throbber, which isn't a thing, but...
A horn throbber?
Don't know. But he's very good. You should see some of his highlights of recent fights. He fucks dudes up.
Okay. You like that?
Yeah, I like him coming up.
Who do you think Bam could fight?
Heavyweight. Has he fought like a Curtis Blades or someone? Well, you just want him to beat the fuck. You want him to win. Curtis Blades.
You want him up against someone he can knock the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could knock out Curtis Blades.
They're saying the all-action heavyweight is locked in to face Russian Sergey Pavlovich.
Okay.
In Orlando on December 3rd.
Oh.
What? After fighting on December 11, two of us had backed him on February 12 earlier this year to face Derek Lewis, so his experience in Perth is not out of the question. Right.
Who the fuck's Pavlovich?
He's the co-main. What event is this? UFC 209. Oh, it's a fight night. Fuck. Yawn. Get that man back on fucking main events, dude. He's the perfect foil for them.
His one against Cyril Garn was a fight night as well, wasn't it? That wasn't a pay-per-view? What are we doing?
I just feel like he's perfect to pad cards. Perfect.
Yes. Knock someone out, get everyone hyped. I still don't know what Sergey Pavlovich looks like, Dave. Can we get a photo of the man, please? Oh, yeah. This is the guy that knocked Derek Lewis out. He's a beast.
Look at the fucking size of him. He's ripped to shit as well. Good Lord.
Yeah, okay.
You don't see many white boys that ripped.
No, dude. He finished Lewis, although it was a shit stoppage. He finished him inside like a minute. He is fucking massive. Can we get some dimensions on that gentleman?
Tell the tape, Tom.
116 kilo, 6'3", 191 centimeters.
6'3". He looks taller than that.
He does. It's funny. You see these people and you're like, they just look way bigger.
Russian.
Of course.
Right. All right. Well, good luck to Bam.
Good luck to everyone. Good luck to everyone.
Fight night. Is that Biffs, Tom?
Yeah, dude. That's Biffs. All right. It's been a little while since we've had a dribble, actually. Let's do some. Let's do some dribbling.
We said we're going to dribble on Thursday, actually.
Yeah, we forgot. Shock horror. We forgot. Shock horror.
I don't even know what we talked about on Thursday. No idea.
Lip balm.
Lip balm.
Lip balm. There we go. Sometimes you just need a little prod.
Yeah, lip balm got the tongues wagging. So did your fucking bathroom routine.
It fucking oath it did. John Ingate, king of the dribblers, messaged me saying, you'd think that if you did something fucking every day for 30 years, you might have a routine. I'm like, my point exactly.
Yeah, but see, the routine for me is not like yours, which is OCD set out. Like, I start with my left ass and then I move up to my neck. It's like, I just do it, and there might be like a subconscious routine.
Well, there you go. That's the point.
No, but it's flow state because I'm not even thinking about it.
That's the routine.
No, dude, because you start back left every time you brush your teeth like a fucking weirdo.
But you would too.
I don't think about it.
Neither do I. But if you think about it. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, how do you know?
My point is.
How do you know?
Because I always do it.
So is a routine thought about?
It doesn't need to be.
Well,
you fucking idiot.
No, it doesn't. Because you're the one bringing it up. This is my routine. Doesn't. If you have a routine.
It doesn't need to be thought about.
Do you think fucking Steve Smith is aware when he's going?
No idea. He'd have no idea.
You're off your head.
He doesn't think about it.
It's the only way he knows that he can face a ball. Do you think fucking Rafael Nadal knows
that's OCD.
When he's doing
That's OCD. That's different.
I think that's what yours is as well.
No, mine's flow state
I've lost
routine.
sound in my headphones. I'm too angry. I can't hear anything.
Mine is flow state routine.
Yours isn't. Well,
I bet you do the same. I bet if you
flow state.
Bet you if I filmed you, you'd do the same thing every time. Routine.
But I flow state.
Routine.
Nah, it's a flow state.
Routine.
It's flow
It's
state.
a fucking routine.
Well,
you dumb
you said it's flow state.
How's it not a routine?
Well, is it flow state?
How is it not a routine? Tell me if it's not a routine. If it's the same every time, that's not a routine.
I don't know if it is or it
You're
isn't.
a fucking
Because I'm not
moron.
thinking about it. I'm not checkpointing.
You're a moron.
Is my left arm started here?
The fact that you're not even aware of it, if you do it every fucking time the same way, means you're an idiot.
No, I disagree. It means I'm flow stating. I'm not OCDing.
It means you're not a big thinker.
Like you'd start with the left arm and go, oh shit, I actually start with my right arm. I got to go and do my right arm.
You've
first.
made an assumption that I have to do it the same way every time. Incorrect. I just do it the same way every time because I've been doing it for 30 years.
Right, but you think about it, and I don't.
No, it's not. I go.
But you're aware of it because you think about it because you are an OCD.
I'm not aware of it.
It's okay, but you are.
It's when I think, hang on, what do I do? Yeah, I do always start back left.
Because you think about it.
No, it's not. It's going, what do I do? What do you do?
You must have thought about it.
So imagine you put your thing in your mouth, a toothbrush. Imagine you putting one in.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Right now?
Put one in, you're going back left, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, you are. You're
I'm
fucking
not.
idiot. Yes, you are.
I'm
Yes,
a left-handed.
You'd be going back right then.
No, I'm probably going to, what am I doing today? Top right?
No, you're not.
Might just go straight out.
No, you're not.
I'm not thinking about it.
I'm starting with the tongue just to mix it up.
You know what, dude? I actually might start fucking just right in the front.
Do you?
Knock the front off.
Do you knock the front off first?
I don't know.
Routine.
Who knows?
Oh, you know.
Might change it up every time.
I don't think so. That would be more disturbing.
Well,
sometimes I rinse first and then just brush teeth after.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Sometimes I don't brush
right.
my teeth. Anyway, listen.
Maybe start with your fucking gums.
Yeah, well, no, you shouldn't brush your gums directly. That's bad.
No, it is bad.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
Should we dribble?
You got that if we calm down?
Yeah, I think we have. All right, let's do it. That's a sound and a half. You got to stop that, bro.
Welcome to ASMR Hour.
Yeah.
Tom, Eddie, Theo, Dave, and Toblerone. I'm just walking down to the pub baked in my Manly 13 plus jumper, and I was just wondering, how do you boys wear your crew necks when it's too hot? Do you go the double over leg, over the shoulders, and tie it around the front? Do you go the diagonal, tie it around the side, or do you go the waist? Just want to know, how do you tie your crew necks?
I respect this question.
Beer soon, Seabold never, Des Hasler forever. Beer soon.
It depends what I'm doing.
Yeah, I tell you what, when I was a young whippersnapper, like a kid coming through, and by young I mean like between the ages of like 4 to 10, 12, I would have been around the waist guy. But I don't like doing it now.
Depends what I've got. If I've got like a jacket or like a...
Are we talking about a fucking Manly 13 plus jumper?
Manly 13 plus, I would over the shoulders.
I'd over the shoulders.
One each side, but I've also been known to one shoulder.
I'll do 2 arms over, like an arm over each shoulder, not with the sort of Abercrombie and Fitch model arms crossing.
I will never cross them.
No.
I'll tell you this.
I also do 2 arms over one shoulder.
I think it depends on what I'm in for. Now, if I've left the house and I've been surprised by the weather, as in, oh shit, it's actually like quite a bit warmer than I had anticipated. But I'm going to be out and about for a little while. I need to get set and ready, which is one arm over each shoulder. But if I'm just like, I'll be home soon, I'll just
Sling it.
I'll sling it.
I actually, and I don't know whether this is when we're in.
Because the sling can come loose often, and you've got to re-sling.
You got to re-sling. The one that I was doing recently, and I don't know where I was. I can't remember if it was when we were in Brisbane, but it was one of those ones where I had it almost like it was a backpack, like a sling.
And you tied the
just
arms.
crossed it in the middle, which I didn't mind that.
You don't see that often.
You don't see that often.
I don't hate it, though.
It was all right. Like, that worked. But then it also comes undone and it's a fucking pain in the ass. So I respect the question. I think I'm mainly just one on either side of the shoulder or both on one side of the shoulder. A sling.
Do you think
I don't like tying. Tying's annoying.
Tying's a lot.
Like if I take a jacket out walking, right, and then I realise that it's too hot for the jacket, but I'm walking the dog and I can't have it over my back because it keeps slipping off. I've got it tied around my waist. Hate it.
Hate it. I prefer to just carry it, squeeze it into one hand. Fold it up and squeeze it. Streety and Carly always say about me that whenever they see me, I'm constantly, their vision of me is constantly rearranging like a jumper or a towel or something over my shoulders.
You've oft got a jumper on you.
Slung over me.
You're always slung.
Yeah, I know.
You're a slung.
I'm a
slung
slinger.
guy. You're a slinger.
Yeah.
And you're a fidgeter.
I'm a fidgeter as well. I can't stop moving sometimes and it's fucking like, I'm aware of it.
You're not the most fidgeting person I've ever met, or fidgetive.
No, but
you've got
do.
a fidget in you.
I've got a bit of a fidget in me.
But a lot of your fidgeting is sling-based.
Sling-based fidgeting, or it's like fucking adjusting what I'm wearing, playing with my beard and shit.
You play with your beard a lot.
Steph hates me playing with my beard.
You play
I
with your
can't
beard a
help
lot.
it.
Yeah.
It's like my thinking.
Yeah, you do.
When I'm thinking about
you
something,
think
I'm like,
you
fucking...
do. Yes, that's correct. What were you going to say, Dave?
Well, I was just going to say, do you think that like the tie around the waist is a big dad move? I feel like I see a lot of dads doing the tie around the waist.
It's a bit daggy dad, but it's also like young kid, like Sandlot kid sort of shit is the way I see around the waist.
I'm just trying to think about what my dad does.
My dad ties around the waist.
Same.
I think he braves it.
What does he just rock? Doesn't doesn't feel
Well, I
the
think
cold?
I think if he's left the house with a jumper on, it stays on.
Oh, really? My old man couldn't hate heat more. He'd fucking get nude in a room if he had to.
Doesn't he call ahead to see if there's aircon?
Yeah, or like a fan or something on a hot day. Like when we were living in Bellevue Hill, it was like he would just set up a fan somewhere and basically sit in front of it and sweat still. The man sweats.
He's got an affliction.
Yep. Let's move on.
Tom, Eddie, Bonglord Dave. Just listening to episode 284, Come On, and that's with an exclamation mark at the end. You go into a lot of talk about Andrew Gaze and his shoe range, specifically the Gaze Elite Fly Signature Green and Golds. Eddie did say he would wear them at his wedding. Now, I believe the Bucks is this weekend that's just gone. I just want to touch base whenever the wedding is and see if Eddie is still going to pull through and rock the Gaze Elite Fly Signature Green and Golds for his big day. Cheers, boys. Be soon.
It's a great question.
It's a great question. I need more context around what I said.
Right, you don't remember it?
Well, because, do we trust the dribbler to provide all the context?
Well, that dribbler, whoever he is, what was his name? Can't remember.
Bonglord.
No, that's
No,
Dave.
that was me.
If you can find send us the clip, the audio clip, that will give us a lot more context so that we can force Eddie into this. To some degree, even if it's just when we catch up, the day before. That would be fucking hilarious.
If I wore them.
Getting around in those.
Yeah. What have I done?
Yeah. Not stoked on that one, are you?
No, I'm stoked.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, they're great.
No, you can't welch. No, they are good. We've still got them. Although
over
mine
there.
never got sent from Big W. They fucked me. Or wherever we bought them from. They only sent Dave's.
Did
and
you?
yours.
Have you got yours?
They're not green and golds though. They didn't
No,
have
we got
golds
green
in
and
my size.
golds. They didn't have them in Dave's. They didn't have them in Child's.
Do you
so
still wear them?
Yeah, am I wearing them too? No, I'm not. I think they're my dog park shoes at the moment.
Ours are.
They're ornamental.
Well, ours have moved around the studio.
Haven't found a home.
They're now on the floor somewhere.
I mean, we have a cabinet for all of our like trinkets that we haven't made yet. It's just been sitting there.
Yeah. I don't intend on making it. Someone else will have to make it.
Well,
first.
we've got.
I'm not in a flat pack mood at the moment.
I fucking hate
At
flat.
all.
No, dude, fuck that. Especially on a glass where you.
I'm prepared to say that I've made my flat packs for the year.
It's got Tommy Tobler written all over it.
I'll give you the hot tip. You won't see me make a flat pack again this year.
I wouldn't say that. You don't want to go off too early, but those have Tommy Tobler's name written all over it.
Or Dave's.
I think it's a hybrid of both, but I trust Tommy more with glass, whereas Dave I see smashing the glass and then not cleaning it up well. And then I'll be here without shoes on one day. Now look who's got a shard of glass through the foot.
Daddy
does. And that's just me kicking it on down the road and seeing where that story ends.
Look, it's a possibility. On we go. Fishbowl calls softly.
Yeah, I'm so hungry.
Hello, boys. Just listening to the Thursday pod and backing off the chat of the balm on the lips. I'm actually a law student and I've just had my exams. Well, I'm currently in the middle of them. And quite an anxious person, I get quite stressed and I have to fiddle with things. And one of those things that I tend to fiddle with is my lips. And I can confirm that if you balm your lips frequently, then they will become reliant on the balm. I think it depends on what kind of balm you tend to use. I've been through 2 tubes of pawpaw in the past week.
Jesus.
My lips are as red as a dog's ass. Don't look like they're getting any better anytime soon. So,
Fuck, that's a lot of balm.
just want to confirm your conspiracies are true. I'm a balmer by trade, so you can take me at my word. Love you, boys.
A Bahama by trade.
Well, look, mate, you already know this, but you overbalm.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, an overbalmer. Like, I'm sorry, mate, but 2 fangs of pawpaw in
Dude,
a week's
that's
outrageous.
fucking obnoxious amounts of
It's
balm.
absurd in the extreme.
Also,
you don't need that much
how do
per
you-
balm.
How do you play with your lips?
He said fiddle.
Yeah, but like, how do you fiddle with like
Well, is he like biting them or is he using his
licking
fingers?
them, or is he like? Surely you're not. I hope you're not fucking playing with your hands.
Is he
Just tugging on them,
tugging them?
squeezing them?
Is
It's I don't like.
Is he squeezing and tugging?
Find something else to play with. Find
Or
something
is
else to
he-
fiddle with. Get a fucking mouth guard. If you're biting. No,
You can still.
you can still. He needs to work it out though, because that's too much. That's
Listen.
that's what we're talking about. That's too much balm.
Well, it's just way. It's
it's
way,
an over reliance on balm.
but it's way too much.
But I wonder as well,
it's
like,
way too much
dude,
balm.
I don't know what's in pawpaw, but I swear there's some like. That's again, this is
Too much of
maybe-
anything is not good for you.
But like that shit's gonna be seeping into your body, obviously, 'cause it's on your lips. So like, is there like any petroleum-y sort of shit in petrol, or is that just in pawpaw, or is that just Vaso? Because Vaso's got like petroleum shit in it, allegedly.
Yeah, there's petroleum, but is that like petrol?
Well, I'm not
Is
saying
it-
it's necessarily like fucking unleaded.
So in pawpaw cream, this is going off the Lucas brand, which I believe is the mainstream one. You know, the red tube.
the red one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's assume that's what he's using.
Yeah. So there is pharmaceutical grade petroleum jelly and wax as the base.
But pharmaceutical grade petroleum jelly is what?
Who knows?
Not petrol.
Yeah, but it's like,
Do they just share a name?
maybe? But I mean, do you trust Big Pharma?
No, I never have.
Never have, never will.
We've been over that.
Yeah,
It's a mixture of mineral oils and waxes.
mate.
So nothing to do with petrol.
I'm pretty
at
sure
all.
there was like a class action against Johnson's baby powder. Who the fuck knows what's in anything? If I'm putting on 2 tubes of pawpaw on my mouth every fucking week, I'm ingesting most of that.
Well, it's too much.
It's far too much.
Petroleum jelly is essentially the same thing as Vaseline.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
which
But
I'm
that
not putting
doesn't.
in my mouth either.
Vaso's oily.
Yeah, it is. Vaso not that good for anything. I'm not a big Vaso guy. Shock horror. But like, I don't know.
No, I'm not a big Vaso.
It's like
guy.
I get it for chafe. Like I would understand if you were to use it for that. But
Really?
well, like I would understand if you would use it for that. I don't own any for that. I just use step ones now, not an ad. I wish they paid us, but they're just good.
They are good, not an ad. Yeah, Vasso's oily. It's too oily, you know. You thought that was the way of the world when you were a young buck, and then you were like, how do I get this off?
Yeah, this thing's stuck with me forever.
Yeah.
Slipping off everything.
Anyway.
Let's move on.
John, Matty, g'day. Fuck
Matty.
you, Dior. Toddler, don't fall over. Boys, just a quick one for you. Had a big argument at the pub. Is crumpet bread? Need your thoughts, feelings, and fucking quick response. Cheers.
I mean, obviously you could really just look into what the fuck it's made out of. But it's not bread as I see it. Because I could eat a piece of bread raw. I'm not raw dogging a crumpet. To me, a crumpet needs to be toasted or you're a fucking freak.
Listen, if you're getting into your crumpet work and it isn't toasted, we've got big issues.
Yeah.
Huge issues, you and I. I would have thought, and this is a vibe thing, that it's more of like a savoury sort of thing.
I wouldn't mind a couple of crumpets. We didn't have a toaster in here, do we?
I love crumpets, dude.
I love crumpet. Bit of honey, butter.
I'm either butter and honey or veg.
Butter and veg.
That's
and
me,
crumpet.
bro. Up there. I mean, look, they're the two alphas.
I don't know what else you'd have on a crumpet, really.
You could have peanut butter. You could.
Well, of course you could. You could smear poo on it as well, but you wouldn't.
Look, if there's nothing, if I've got crumpets in the fridge, or they're fresh, so they've just arrived from the store, and I get home to find, much to my dismay, that I don't have honey or Vegemite, I will have peanut butter.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Over poo.
Yeah. I will.
But if
also,
they're not toasted, you're a freak.
You're a freak. I'll also point out that I am having butter with my peanut butter. Fact.
Would you, because it's a crumpet?
Some people think that you don't need butter
Nah.
with peanut butter, and I'm like, that's wrong.
But it is wrong. You do. Shout out to anyone with trypophobia who probably can't enjoy a crumpet.
Why? Oh, because of...
It's like all the holes, like clusters of holes.
Yeah.
I get that. Like when I see them in certain things like that,
Are you an old school circular crumpet guy, or can you fuck with the rectangles as well?
I can fuck with the rectangle crumpet. I mean, it's still a crumpet at its core.
But if you were to buy,
I go round. I go circle crumpets.
There you go, OG. Yeah.
I go OG. I'm a circle crumpet guy, but if they're only rectangle crumpets,
then I will ingest.
I'll pound those into the core.
Crumpet's not cheap.
No.
Crumpet's expensive.
What's the process of making a crumpet?
I don't know.
How do you get the holes?
Listen, I would imagine that they're more labour intensive.
Is it someone with like a little nail? Just
I think that they're done individually.
Yeah,
by hand,
knocking them in.
Yeah, I think so.
Handcrafted.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
I feel like crumpets,
dude. I'm keep looking up there, wishing we had a toaster.
I tell you what, you never see ever, never ever, crumpets on a menu.
No.
You can't go out for crumpets.
No, you stay in for crumpets.
You can only stay in for crumpets.
But if you want crumpets, it makes sense. You stay in.
But you can't go out for them.
No, you can't.
Now, if I was to sit down at a cafe, right? Maybe it's a rainy day and I'm not that hungry. I've just got a coffee and I look down and to my surprise, I see crumpets on the menu. I will order them.
Yeah, I wonder whether I trust anyone else with my crumpets to handle my crumpets.
Well, I think they'd ask you, how do you want them?
How do you have your crumpets?
Yeah.
Toasted, butter, honey, or veg.
Yeah, well done, sir, but not too well done.
Not too well. You don't want them too well done.
No. I'd be medium.
Medium, yeah. I'd say it's a medium crumpet. But a medium rare crumpet as well, potentially.
No, because you need them
crispy on the outside, but if you get them a bit rarer on the inside, it's all right because the crisp is then counter.
I think medium would allow for that.
Yeah, medium rare. But if you go medium well, you've lost it. You've probably lost.
You reckon you've lost the essence? Yeah.
But I'd say you probably, if there's a Goldilocks zone, medium rare to medium well is like it's within that.
Hope that answers your question.
Last one.
G'day, gents. I'm going to keep this one a non because I don't want to cop any of the backlash. This is RE, whether you're a front wiper or a back wiper.
Oh, no.
From last week, I'm a front wiper, proud front wiper. I've always been a front wiper, and I will always be a front wiper. And the argument you guys were making is one I've heard time and time again. You don't wipe it. There's no risk of you wiping it all the way onto your old fella and
Yes,
stuff.
there is.
No,
Just like when you're wiping from the back, you don't wipe it all the way up to your shoulders, do you?
Well,
No,
hang on.
Shoulders are nowhere
No,
near
no,
your
no,
asshole.
No,
When
no.
Eddie's about to rip into his
No.
back left with the toothpaste and such, you don't ply it all the way across and then into the sink and stuff. You know when to stop. It's easily
Man
done.
is-
No, it's done.
There's gonna
I bet
be
you this
other
man, if he had
front wipers in the
one look at
dribbler
his
community
balls,
that
he'd
know
realise they were
exactly what I'm
covered in
talking
shit.
about. So that's all I've got to say. Cheers, fellas.
Mate, the vast distance required to travel from my bumhole to my shoulders, you're looking at a metre and a half. Probably
6
not
metres.
at least a metre. At least.
Let's just say a metre.
Say a metre, nice, even, round number.
From asshole to sack, it's like fucking couple inches.
Like, what are you talking about?
And that was just a quick, like...
That's it. There's nothing scientific about that. That's a vibe. That's not far.
Yeah, no, it's not far at all. And when you're dragging...
And women...
When you're dragging feces along, which is
Mate, sometimes...
malleable...
sometimes they don't go the way you'd like them to, right? And sometimes you've got to clean up on your hands.
Yeah, serious cleanup.
They're the ones where you're dragging it all over the place.
Yes, exactly. There are times where you go, I don't know how it got to this part of my ass because I haven't even been there yet.
Yeah, but here it is.
But here's the poo. Here it is.
Here it is. And I've got to clean it up.
And you're telling me that you aren't dragging that all over Sackville?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you would drag it there every time. I think that would be inaccurate.
And disingenuous of
and
us.
Disingenuous, and I don't want to be called a liar, not on my own podcast. But there would be times, 100%, where on a messy day, you've dragged it to your sack.
On a choppy conditions?
Yeah, on choppy conditions, right? On a white cap day.
Where you're dragging turd all over that
100%.
sack, and you've got to go and hop into the shower.
100%.
And if you don't, then I feel bad for your partner.
So do I, because there's a bit going on there. And they shouldn't have to clean up your mess.
It's not their responsibility.
No.
Get down there and see that thing.
Not their responsibility to clean up your mess with their mouth. That's all I'd say.
Chocky nuts.
Old chocky nuts.
Ferrero Rocher testes.
Yeah. Nah. It's too much.
It's too much. Anyway, guys, that's us. Thank you so much for listening. We love and respect every one of you.
We do, don't we?
And we look forward to a time in the not too distant future when we will be able to speak to you again.
Which shouldn't be too far away.
Next couple of days.
Well, next couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?